Hi, it's me. I just watched the last video that I made, and man, I was so much happier. Talking about all these things with a whole lot of hope. That was in December, and I was really excited to be maybe surviving and making it to 50. And I did. Made it to 50. And it is now April the 24th, 2024. And I cannot believe that I survived this long. Uh, there's never going to be a correct, thorough way to describe what I've been through in almost 5 years dealing with being possessed by a being named the Master of Sound. Uh, things got really bad today. Yesterday, because it's my days off. I'm not allowed to have freedom. So it gets taken away physically now. Psychological is amazing. Dealing with this being at these beings create schizophrenia. They make your thoughts audible. And that's the first stages. That it steals its way in. It gains access to parts of your brain. The functions of your body, and can create anything physically. The slightest little pains here and there, anything to jerk and move you around is one thing, but my throat's annihilated. It's hard to just breathe in and out my nose. Always breathe in out of my mouth. And I'm being physically tortured now to a point to where I can't take much more of this. It's getting to be too much. The psychological wear and tear is amazing. My emotional strength is amazing. And I don't mean to toot my own horn. I'm just amazed. Amazed that it's been almost 5 years and I've gained this much strength. Because what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. That's the truest statement that I've come to know. But all this strength for what? All these levels of higher consciousness that I've reached to where I understand things that can never be put to words. And what I've come to know is that they're not meant to be put into words. For whatever reason, that the Creator makes it that way. But I do understand love, and I do understand compassion and thinking with my heart. I literally don't know any other way to think anymore. I don't know, when your thoughts are made audible for so long, you defend for so long, and you just come to know your own thoughts, let's say. These beings make you fight against your own thoughts, and occasionally they torture you for it. Mainly, it just tortures me for the fun of it now. Can't stand freedom. I guess for whatever reason, well, I know for whatever reason, that this particular spiritual being and entity wasn't given a body to where it had to steal its way into mine. There has to be a very sacred reason for that. From everything I've learned from theosophy and anthroposophy, Rudolf Steiner, amongst others, is that these beings, they're not given a body, so their whole goal is to take yours over and to live through you vicariously. They live off my essence, my life force. It's hard to just stand up straight and align my spine, because it's always taking you here and there and wants you to be here, get here, and it gets painful. It's the anti-God, the anti-Christ. Yeah. I just wish that it was a way to document this for the people that I love. Uh, so the list has got narrowed way down to my mother and my daughter, Drew at work, and that's it. There's not one single other human being on this earth that I feel the type of love for that I want to communicate it in this video to where I hope that you three understand. I've scribbled some wills, one, two, that I hope get read by my mother. But I can't even remember what I've done with those things when it comes to, I'm sorry, what I've written, which is sad. So as far as the few, I have nothing to leave, really. I have one very sacred thing to leave, and that is my guitar. I called this guitar Velatrice. I came up with that name a long time ago. Velatrice. I named my guitar that, and as much as this being has taken away music, and it took away the thing I love most. It took away my ability to fall in love with someone. It took away any abilities to be a father, going all the way back to California when it started, to where I can't even be there for my daughter. And she doesn't even have a clue who I am and that this happened. It took away that. And it took away my music. It took it away. So my point is that my guitar, Velatrice, this acoustic guitar over here, there's it, and then there's this other one called Cody's guitar. There's a guy named Cody, homeless guy, gave me that guitar when I didn't have one, and I talked to Drew Smith about this. I work with Drew Smith, and Drew Smith is a beautiful soul who thinks with his heart, and for the most part. And I asked him if he would do this for me, which is, when I die, to take ownership of my guitar and make sure someone gets it that will love it. I don't mean someone who just wants a guitar, but he knows what I mean. Some kid, some guy or a girl who loves music and cannot afford a guitar. And he'll make sure it gets to that person. All right? Breathe. I'm sorry. So as far as a spoken will on this phone, I'm sorry, it's the music thing. God, I love music. The thought of my guitar, it's okay. As long as it goes to the person that I know Drew will find, that's all I really wanted to state about the guitar and Drew, who I love dearly. I love the people I work with. I love Neil and I love Kathy. Love Caleb. Yeah, I've been through a lot with those people. It doesn't matter how much they know me or understand me. I love them dearly. So, it's the 24th of April, 2024, and I'm at an all-time low for hope. Okay? I'm sorry that I got emotional. I apologize. Just make sure Drew gets my guitar, please. It means more than I could ever express, and he understands it. Okay? Besides that, these videos that I've made, the ones on this phone, I sound like a fool. I was still coming away from being on prescription drugs, and I had no idea how to express things. I keep referring and saying that I died. And I mean, how ridiculous is that? When I committed suicide, this sounds really ignorant, just like I did in those videos, but I didn't mean to phrase it that way. Once upon a time when this happened, I thought that I did. I thought I woke up, and if you understand consciousness the way that I do, it's more than possible. So I thought that I had died, and either that or I've been brought back to the earth. Not too long after that happened, after the first, I guess, couple months, I slowly came around to realizing that I most definitely was obviously still on the earth. I now understand that in California, when I completely lost it at Josh's and took all of those pills and woke up hearing this thing, it somehow came from the astral into my physical by doing that. But all of my assessments and ideas of how this happened is that it was already in. These beings come in when you take things like LSD, which I took all the time, every other day. Sadly, didn't understand this synthetic poison that it is. Nonetheless, it came in somehow and created me to have a nervous breakdown in a matter of about a week or two. I took all those pills, flipped out at Josh's, and woke up and this was happening. So I hope that explains why I would think such an outrageous thing. It's been hell on this earth ever since then. And there's times when it's okay. And I've become so strong that I'm able to do that. I'm able to be at work and no one can tell. I show up to work and I function. So I know it's impossible to understand anything wrong with me. At least I've been brave enough this past however many months to confide and tell my mother what's going on. And I always talk too fast. So I hope she has enough of an understanding to understand that these things are working on people all the time, and the only way to educate yourself on these things is to take in this type of esoteric knowledge, and to meditate and listen to God, where the codes of truth are coming through to us through real light, not artificial fake information that comes through cellular and Wi-Fi and all of this insanity that's going on. If people only would wake up and see that you should be like you were when you were 7 years old. You should see the sun and the moon and trees and bugs and insects, and animals, flowers, and all these minerals and beautiful things in this life as a child. Because that's the highest state of consciousness. To see things as the miracles that they are. To see them be awed by them. And I am. I'm awed by them, just like I was when I was 7 years old. I could never even consider harming an insect. People have strayed so far away from that because we get conditioned and everything's working against you. You got to hold on to that beautiful awe. If people can do that, there's hope for us. If we stay in that realm of consciousness, we can hear. If not, then you're acting through all the chemicals you put in your body, and the chemicals that you eat, drink. Prescription drugs is the new candy. Everything's preying on your weaknesses. Completely conditioned to see reality as a material, physical thing, and that's all there is. If it's spiritual, that means that it's religious. New Agey, it's Not spirituality is it is what it is. I'm not gonna keep going on about things like that because those things are for you to figure those things out. It seems to be the case. I come into this world alone from the first heartbeat, that most powerful of organs. If you can learn to think through that, you're gonna be okay. I have much hope, but if you don't educate yourself, then you get taken over by these beings, or you simply will waste your entire life thinking through your ego instead of your heart, and I don't see any hope in that for anybody. Yeah, it's not the way. That's all I gotta say. Just like that's not the way. Can't believe I had that thing on. I'm nervous. There's that TV light, and there's the sunlight. Pardon me. I hope you listen to that light, not that light. That light lies to you. That light tells the truth. It's a simplified version of what I consider consciousness to be in a way. There's information in that light which will free this world, and the information in the false light just confuses and creates a false artificial reality. It's one thing to synthesize food and all these things. People don't realize that, most people don't realize. Keep taking in synthetic things that eventually you turn into a synthetic thing. Think synthetically. But I'll get away from my opinions. Hardest thing in the world is to just give up. And after 5 years of being physically and psychologically tortured, if I have to do what I have to do, it's not giving up. It's the thought of it. I hate the thought of giving up. I'm never going to get my life back. You can never express what it's like to just not be by yourself. That's one thing. It's a whole other thing to be a puppet on a string with an entirely different being controlling you. Your physical, your everything. I am a puppet to this thing. It's tried to make the best of it. I'll give this being one amount of credit. It's hilarious at times. It's funny. It's so funny it wants to take me over. Hilarious, Steve. It is, though. It's funny. I can't accommodate it anymore. It's physically torturing me all the time now. I'm not allowed to be free anymore. If I'm at work, I'm allowed to do that because I'm busy and not much time. But either way, it tortures me in that car nonstop. And that's where its playing field is, because that's where it catches me off guard and I say the wrong thing. I'm done. More importantly than any other thing, it is so irresponsible for me to be driving around where this thing can jerk my hand one false way in the wrong direction of the steering wheel, and then I create an accident. And that's the truth. Its only agenda is to take me over. I'm jumping around again. Got emotional. These other videos that I made, especially the very first ones on this phone when I'm sitting right over there, still just a little bit of Klonopin left in my system, and I'm talking like this. I sound like a fool in those videos. I almost don't want them to be referenced. But this might be my last video. So, I'll make it count. I'm not going to apologize anymore for getting emotional just then. It's a hard thing to get the love of your life taken away, which is music. And the ability to just play it. I love everything about music. But I can listen to music and just feel every single note sometimes. The people who are the masters of making it People like Jeff Beck. Listen to them play, and it's just, wow. That's my dream. So, I guess if I die, if there's any desires I have left, at least it's not of the lower nature. It's of the highest nature, which is I just wanted to play music. Nothing back from it, and I just wanted to play it. Be someone who's efficient? No. Someone who can just sit down and play at their best. That's all. So, yeah, I have a plan today. This being has been able to physically create the thing that I hate the most, which is the feeling of detoxing. The headache, the hot and cold, the total discontentment. All those things that just laid it on today. I don't know why. But I can't do it any much longer. The deal is that, I know it sounds cowardly and small, but you only know what I've been through for 5 years. But this thing doesn't just give a headache. It gives supersonic, put you on the floor, you can't run. Horrible pain. Migraine status doesn't do it justice. And if it does that, if it does anything remotely close to it, then I'm going to have to end this thing called my life. I've looked and tried and searched for a remedy to this situation that would prevent me having to take my own life just to kill it. And there is no other option. There just isn't. The option that used to be would be a medicine man, or just the type of consciousness that would know how to deal with it. It seems through my research that the darker forces have wiped out the majority of shaman and medicine men that would know anything about this. And the place that we go to for information, the internet, doesn't have any. It does have a doorway, though, to things like knowing people like Rudolf Steiner and the people who have learned his stuff and can express it to where we can understand it as people who don't know about these things. I'm so tired. I'm physically now burnt out. I could handle the psychological torture of this thing. I can. I can't handle the physical stuff anymore. Of course, I say this every day, but it gets worse and it gets stronger. I call on the higher forces and they don't seem to be able to help prevent it from stealing more attention from me. We have found a sort of friendship, which is amazing. So it remains to be the truth that I can only handle so much more. It serves up the right amount of pain, keeps me up and whatnot, and I have a solution to it. So, to the people that I love very much, which has limited that down. So, I love you, Mom, very much. More than any words will ever be able to tell. And I love you, my daughter, Sadie, very much. I miss you so much, Sadie. I've missed out on being able to be me and be a father and to just be there for you back at a time where it could have created an amazing reality as a daughter and father. I'm so sorry. So sorry this being, it not only kept me from being a father to you, but it keeps me from even having a chance to think about you that often. When I do, I send prayers to the highest forces, and I ask them that you be okay. I love you very much. I miss you. I hope you get to learn and understand these things and remember at least the one thing that I taught you correctly, which is natural law, and to never go against that. Never go against your heart with that one. I hope you get to know about being possessed. The only way I think you'll ever understand it is if you get into some Rudolf Steiner and meditating and reach your higher consciousness, because there's no way to understand these things if you don't. But I love you very much, more than any words could ever say. Like I always told you, unconditional love forever and ever and ever, and I'll always have that. That's easy. I send you my love. Tell Ember I love her too. I wish I could have got to know her. So. And Drew, my friend. If by any chance you get to see this, I thank you for being my friend. Thank you for listening to me and giving me a chance to understand this very, very unique and strange situation. And more than anything, actually, no. Thank you for that more than anything, being my friend. And besides that, thank you for accepting the responsibility of making sure that whoever gets my guitar gets it, and that they're the right person. And I know you will. I know you will, friend. Tell Neil I love him, and Caleb, and make sure Kathy. Tell Kathy I love her very much. If I'm still around, I sure hope to help her out financially. I knew she needed it before she even told me. I send lots of prayers for her to maintain her apartment with her 3 kids. She's got to take care of and not be homeless. I love her. If you don't mind, let her know that for me. And I love you, Drew. I love you. Besides that, I love Rhonda very much for letting me live here and giving me that much love that she's given. And I love my sister very much. My sister's one of the freest spirits I've ever known. No matter what, she is always herself. No matter what. And that is the courage of courage right there. I love you, Mickey. I don't need anybody to understand me anymore. I just need you to know I loved you. If there's anything I want you to know that I don't believe, but check this out, I know it, okay? I know this thing I'm about to say, which is we're eternal. This life is it's one life. It's education, it's school. For whatever reason, that's your own personal reason. So I most definitely see you again. I promise you that. I give you my word on that. I hope you know that, the people that I love, that we go on forever and ever. We're eternal. So I'll see you. I'll see you in that next place. If I die anytime soon, I could very possibly see you in the astral, in your dreams, in your other body, before you die. So don't discount the fact, if you want to communicate to me after I'm dead, that you can do so. All you need to do is find God. Find God by listening. Listen. Turn everything off. Turn it all off. Go out in the woods, sit, and listen. Get past the thought streaming. And your thoughts will turn into the most beautiful silence. Then after that, you'll see, and you'll hear, and you'll know God, the creating force of the universe, the Mother Earth, the angels. Trust me. There's this being who is anything but human, and I happen to know for a fact that if there's it, then there's the most beautiful angels of love and truth, which are the opposite. So stay strong in your light-heartedness. Be strong in the fact that love and compassion will teach you everything and keep you as a feather. And any sort of fear of anything, it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's fear, then it'll drag you down into a place that's horrible. And if you're referencing your whole life and your experiences, then you're going in the wrong direction. You have to be in the present moment and evaporate the egoic thoughts. If you compare today with yesterday in your whole life, it will not serve you. The higher things are to be understood in the moment by listening. If you understand this, then you do. If you don't, then you will. Love's the strongest force there is, and it will always win. And in the end game, consciousness goes so far and so high and so beautifully that there's nothing that will not make sense eventually in one form or another. And whatever perfect is, whatever ultimate love and eternal contentment is, that's what we're headed towards. Death gives us wings. I've been earning my wings for almost 5 years, and that's the truth. So I will be flying away soon. And I leave this video to the people that I love. The truth of all truths is that when I'm found dead, it's going to look like a suicide. It's not a suicide. It's the only weapon I had in fighting back against a spiritual being named the Master of Sound, who took over my life and took away every freedom and physically tortured me into taking action. I'll see you soon, the people that I love, and we'll all be smiling, and things will be so beautiful. So fear not. Breathe in and out through your nose. I have problems doing that because of this being. Almost 5 years of this, and it's just really hard to breathe. So pay me no mind being too self-aware. All right. I love you. I love myself. I love me more than I ever have. So I wish you well. Send you my prayers and my love, and an eternity of love is coming to us all. Stay strong. Turn it all off and listen. Be all right. Goodbye.